You know someone who always gets what they want, without yelling, without threatening, just by manipulating. That person at work who makes you work towards their goals, thinking they are your own. That family member who makes you feel guilty for not doing what they want. That friend who always comes out on top and you don't even realize how. And maybe that person is you. Or maybe you're being manipulated right now, asking yourself, how did I not see this before? There was a man who mapped out the rules of manipulation 500 years ago, and those rules still govern every boardroom, every family, every power relationship. Today, you will learn the 7 rules Machiavelli never wrote down openly, the tactics he reserved for those who could read between the lines, the same ones used by CEOs, politicians, and everyone who masters the invisible game of power. Not for you to become a manipulator, but to never be manipulated again. When Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1513, he wasn't teaching ethics, he was teaching effectiveness. And the church, the kings, the intellectuals, they all hated him for it, because he did the unforgivable. He revealed the rules of the game that the elite preferred to keep hidden. In the previous video about Machiavelli, we explored who he was. Today, we go deeper. Into the specific tactics, into the rules he observed over decades of studying tyrants, generals, and popes. And here's the warning. These rules work frighteningly well. And when you learn them, you see the world differently. You start to recognize when they're being used on you, and when you use them yourself without realizing it. Because the brutal truth that Machiavelli understood is this: we all manipulate. The difference is that some do it consciously and strategically, and others do it unconsciously and poorly. So let's get to the rules. And remember, knowledge is defense. Rule number 1, and the most important: never appear to be manipulating. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge more by the eyes than by the hands." Translation: it doesn't matter what you do, it matters what it looks like you are doing. A practical example: you want your colleague to take on a project you don't want. The amateur manipulator says, "Hey, can you do this for me?" Result: he knows he's being used. He resists. The Machiavellian says, "Man, this project has huge potential. It would be perfect for you to shine in front of the boss. I even considered it, but I think your skills are a better fit." Result: he thinks it was his idea. He thanks you for the opportunity. The difference? In the first, you asked for a favor. In the second, you offered a gift. But the outcome is the same. He does what you want. How to recognize when it's used on you. Whenever someone offers you an opportunity that benefits them more than you, ask yourself, who really wins here? And if the answer isn't you, it's manipulation disguised as generosity. Rule 2. Use guilt as a weapon. Machiavelli observed that guilt is the strongest invisible rope there is, because you don't have to force anyone. They force themselves. Think of the classic manipulative mother. She doesn't demand that you visit every Sunday. She says, "No, it's okay, dear. I understand you're busy. I'll just be here by myself. Don't worry about me." What did she do? She planted guilt. And now you will visit her. Not because you want to, but because you feel horrible if you don't. She didn't use force. She used something more powerful. Your own conscience against you. At work, the manipulative boss doesn't say, "Stay late." He says, "I'm going to stay here and finish this alone. But you can go home, no problem. Family is important." And you? You stay, because you'd feel guilty for abandoning him. How to defend yourself? Recognize the tactic. When someone makes you feel guilty for having healthy boundaries, you are not the one who is wrong. It's manipulation. And the answer is simple, but difficult. I understand you're disappointed, but my decision stands. Don't justify. Don't over-explain. Because every explanation is a new rope for them to pull. Rule 3. Divide and conquer. This is the favorite tactic of tyrants and manipulators throughout history, and Machiavelli documented it mercilessly. The principle is simple. United people are dangerous. Divided people are controllable. Think of the toxic boss. He never lets the team unite. How? He tells secrets from one to another. Look, don't say anything, but Maria said your work is weak. He creates artificial competition. Only one of you will get promoted. Show me why you deserve it. He favors one, then another, keeping everyone insecure. The result? The team doesn't trust each other. They compete, and while they fight among themselves, he maintains total control, because a divided team will never unite against him. You see this in abusive relationships too. The manipulative partner pushes you away from friends. They don't understand you like I do. From family. They're toxic. Until you are isolated, divided from everyone and completely dependent on him, dependent on how to recognize it. If someone is constantly creating distrust between you and other people, ask, who wins if I become isolated? And the defense is unity. Talk directly to people. So-and-so said that you said this. Is it true? Most of the time, you will find it was planted, and the manipulator is exposed. Rule 4. Control the narrative. Machiavelli understood something that modern marketing confirms. It doesn't matter what happened. It matters how you tell the story of what happened. In the video about gaslighting, we explored how manipulators rewrite your reality. Narrative control is the public version of that. Example: 2 colleagues argue at work. Who wins? Not the one who is right. The one who tells the story to the boss first, because the first version becomes the official truth, and the second person is left on the defensive, trying to correct a story that has already been accepted. You see this in toxic post-breakup relationships. The narcissist doesn't wait for you to tell your version. He has already told all the mutual friends, she's crazy, I tried, but she's unstable. And when you finally speak up, well, he already said you would say that. Or in dysfunctional families, the manipulative mother tells the whole family, I just wanted to help, but she cut me out of her life. I don't know what I did wrong. And you? You become the ungrateful daughter, even if you left because of abuse. How to defend yourself. Document everything. Messages, emails, witnesses. Because if it becomes your word against his, whoever has more allies wins. And against false narratives. Don't defend yourself emotionally. Present facts calmly, one time, to those who matter. Whoever believes the lie is already on their side anyway. And if you thought this was heavy so far, wait until you see what's next. Rule 5, make them depend on you. Machiavelli wrote, it is better to be needed than to be loved, because love can fade, but need keeps you in power. Think of the colleague who is the only one who knows how to do a certain critical task. He never teaches anyone. Why? Because as long as only he knows, he is indispensable. He can't be fired. He can't be ignored. He has created dependency. And dependency is power. Or the friend who always lends you money, always solves your problems, always saves you. Does it seem like generosity? It's not. It's an investment in dependency, because when you owe favors, you can't say no. In the video about love bombing, we saw narcissists create emotional dependency. This is the romantic version. But the principle is the same. Subtle examples you see every day. The boss who only delegates small tasks. He keeps the critical knowledge for himself. You depend on him to grow. The partner who controls the finances. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. You depend on them to survive. The therapist who keeps you in therapy for years with no real progress. You depend on them to get better, how to defend yourself, aggressively develop independence. Learn what only others know. Build your own finances. Seek multiple sources of support, because as long as you depend on one person for something critical, you are not free. You are a hostage. Rule 6. Never show your cards. In the video on the art of silence, we explored how silence is power. This rule goes further. It's not just about not talking. It's about not revealing what you want, what you plan, what you feel. Why? Because information is leverage, and the person who reveals everything loses all leverage. Classic example: salary negotiation. The interviewer asks, "What is your salary expectation?" The amateur reveals, "Oh, I'd like 5K. It's over. They will never offer more than 5K. You showed your ceiling." The Machiavellian responds, "I'd like to understand the scope of the position better first. What is the company's budget for this role?" He forced you to reveal first. Now you have the advantage. Or in relationships, you really like someone. The amateur reveals everything. "I love you so much, I can't live without you." Result: the other person knows they have total power. They can treat you badly. You will stay. The strategist shows interest, but maintains mystery, keeps the other person unsure of where they stand. Not because they want to play games, but because a balance of power maintains respect. How to defend against someone who uses this: don't fill their silences. Don't reveal more than they reveal. If someone is being strategically vague, be vague too. And never ever share your plans before you execute them. Because the person who knows what you want knows how to stop you. Rule 7. Always have an exit. Machiavelli studied dozens of rulers, and he noticed a pattern. Those who survived always had a plan B. Those who fell believed their power was permanent. This is the rule that separates smart manipulators from dangerous ones. The dangerous one burns bridges, makes enemies, doesn't care because they are in power, until the day they're not, and they have nowhere to go. The smart one always maintains exits. At work, keeps contacts in the industry, updates their resume, doesn't depend 100% on one job. In relationships, maintains their own identity, separate finances, a support network outside of the partner. In friendships, doesn't put all their eggs in one social basket. This isn't cynicism, it's wisdom. Because circumstances change, people change, and whoever has no exit becomes a hostage to whoever has power over them. You see the opposite of this in victims of abuse. They have no money of their own. They have no friends outside the relationship. They have nowhere to live if they leave. And the abuser created this intentionally, so the victim has no way out. So this rule works both ways. As an offensive tactic, always keep your options open. Never be completely dependent on one person or situation. As a defense, if someone is systematically closing your exits, that is not love. It is imprisonment. And the answer is to build exits before you need them. An emergency fund, transferable skills, external relationships. Because freedom is not about having no commitments, it's about having options. So these are the 7 rules. And here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. These rules are not evil. They are neutral, like a knife. You can use it to cut bread or to hurt someone. The question is not if you manipulate. We all influence the behavior of others. The question is, do you do it consciously and ethically, or unconsciously and destructively? A father who uses guilt to force his son to obey is manipulating destructively. A father who uses strategic recognition to reinforce good behavior is influencing constructively. A boss who divides the team to maintain control is manipulating destructively. A leader who creates healthy competition to motivate performance is influencing constructively. The difference is not in the tools, it's in the intention and the outcome. Destructive manipulation benefits you at the expense of another, creates dependency, removes agency. Constructive influence creates mutual benefit, develops autonomy, respects choice. So why teach these rules? Because ignorance is not a defense. If you don't understand the game, you can't choose not to play. You simply lose without knowing why. But when you understand the rules, you have a choice. You can recognize when they're used on you and defend yourself. You can use them ethically to influence positively, or you can simply walk away from situations where the game is played destructively. But you can't do any of these things if you don't know the game exists. Let me tell you a true story. Let's call him Mark. Mark, 35, a project manager, competent, hardworking, honest, and completely blind to the rules his colleague Diego was using against him. Diego applied Rule 1, never appear to be manipulating. He helped Mark with advice. Man, you should focus more on that client. Let me take this other project for you. Mark was grateful. He didn't realize Diego was taking the projects with more visibility. Diego applied Rule 3, divide and conquer. In meetings, he would subtly question Mark's decisions. Interesting approach. I would have done it differently, but okay. He planted seeds of doubt in the team. Mark lost authority without a direct confrontation. Diego applied Rule 4, control the narrative. He made sure to be present in important meetings. He would talk about his contributions to the projects. When something went wrong, it was Mark's decision, not mine. When it went well, we worked on it together. The result: a year later, Diego was promoted to the position Mark had hoped for, and Mark was confused. But I worked harder. I was more ethical. What happened? What happened? Diego played the game. Mark didn't even know a game existed, and in competitive environment, ignorance is not a virtue, it's a disadvantage. If Mark had watched this video, if he had studied Machiavelli, he would have recognized the rules and would have known how to defend himself. Not by becoming a manipulator, but by becoming aware and invulnerable. If you've made it this far, you have the knowledge. The 7 rules of manipulation according to Machiavelli. Not because he was evil, but because he was honest about how power works. And now you have a choice. You can pretend these rules don't exist and remain vulnerable. You can use them destructively and become what you hate, or you can use them for defense and ethical influence and never be manipulated again. If this video opened your eyes, leave just 3 words in the comments. Now I see. And if you know someone who is being manipulated right now at work, in a relationship, in their family, share this video with them. Knowledge is the only real defense. In the comments, tell me, which of these rules have you seen used on you? Or which have you used without realizing it? Because when we start to see the game, we realize we are all players. The difference is who plays consciously. By subscribing to this channel, you join a fortress of minds that are not afraid to see how the world really works. No illusions, no naivety, just the naked truth. Go now, and may your awareness be your armor.